All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect that's pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. Now, I'm going to do a quick lesson, and I'm entitled it, Practice What You Preach. I was just meditating on it, on my route, on my way to work, and that thought just popped in my head, so I'm just doing a quick lesson on that idiom. The idiom says, practice what you preach. You yourself should do the things you advise other people to do. Behave as you would have others behave. Right. So that's the basis of this lesson, man. Because when you do that, that's when you become a man of your word. And one is more inclined to listen to you. One will be more inclined to listen to you if you actually doing the things that you say you was going to do. And if you don't do that, then you're a hypocrite. How you going to tell somebody to do something when you're not doing it yourself? That's why the scriptures talk about you may be keep your conversation. Let me just get it real quick. It is 1 Peter 3:16, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that they falsely. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted. I thought it was in Peter's. Oh yeah. 1 Peter 2:12. Having your conversation honest amongst the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify the Most High in the day of visitation. Right. So, we be evil spoken of, but they may also, the Gentiles, the ones that's not a part of this thing right now, they're gonna see your good works, where comes from actions. And your actions start from your words. We out there on the corners preaching every week, and that's what they do see. But then the people that's in the word, that see you in the world, they see your whole manner change, man. Your conversation, your manner of life, So your good works is something. It's an action, man. This is this is James. This is James 1 verse 22. It says, I'm going to start from verse 19. It says, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Right, it said, be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves, man. Because you're gonna be deceiving your own self if you just hearing the word and thinking that you're good, but you're not actually doing it, man. You gotta actually put your hand to the plow and actually walk this walk. That's how you're gonna refine yourself. You don't want to end up in times when the Lord come back, because it say many will say, Lord, Lord, we have prophesied in your name. We done these works in your name. He's gonna say, I never knew thee, man, because you wasn't actually doing it. So you wasn't refined, man. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straight forth getteth what manner of man he was. See, you didn't put off that old man. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. See, in his deed, that's actually an action. That's something that you do. That word, that word deed, it says, or his deed, it says what he does, man. So it's something that you do, man. You gotta be a doer of the word, man. You gotta practice what you preach. Here it is. You can't sit up here and be preaching to Jake, man. You rebuking Jake, telling them to come back to the ways of the Heavenly Father. Put off that old man, and you yourself haven't done that, man. Here it is. You can rebuke Jake, but then when you get rebuked, man, because you in error, you got a problem, man. Knowing that offenses must come, but then you gonna get offended, man. You reading the words, but you're not applying it, man. This is Matthew 7, verse 20. Nah, this is not what I wanted. 24. Yeah, Matthew 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened to a foolish man, which built his house upon sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. See? Because this whole thing that we're doing, this truth is building up our faith, man. But if you're not building up your faith, if you're not examining yourself, whether you be in the faith, when that time comes, when the flood comes, that's in doctrine as right now, but then it's going to actually be physical when these truths come. If you wasn't building yourself up, man, you going to crumble, man, like them houses. You didn't found your house upon that rock, which is upon the Lord, man. And the Lord laid out the path for us, You can't tell somebody to be users of the world, but not abusers, and you abusing the world, man. Because then you going to fall out. Let me get, I want to start with this Matthew, because now I'm going to get into the hypocrites, man. This is Matthew 23, verse 1. It says, Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe, that ye observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. See? For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move with one of their fingers. Right. So the scribes and the Pharisees, they sitting in Moses' seat. And so what they telling you to do it, because, hey, the law is good. The law in itself is spiritual. But these men wasn't practicing what they preached. So he said the Lord told them, do as they say, but not if they do, man. Because they say it and they do it not. Yeah, that's it for that part. Let me go to the 15th chapter. Yeah, here we go. This is Matthew 15. It says, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, Why doest ye also transgress the commandment of the Most High by your tradition? For the Most High commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of the Most High of none effect by your tradition. Right. So The scriptures say honor your father and your mother, that you may have long life, man. You know? Hey, he that curseth his father or mother, let him die the death. You know, that's what the Most High commanded. But then you come around and you say, what I'm doing, it's a gift. You telling your parent that it's a gift, that they should be profited by you, man. You know? That's making the commandment of the Most High with none effect. See, this is what he's going to say. Verse 7, it says, ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth near nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Right. So you honor the Heavenly Father with your lips, but your heart is far from him, man. You're not applying what you learning. You're not meditating on the scriptures, man. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Yeah, and that's what people do, man. They like to quote the scriptures and all that, you know. But the scriptures say, with all that getting, get understanding. So you boast in knowing the scriptures, but don't understand it. So then you're not applying it, because you're not really meditating on what that means, man. You know, you gotta examine yourself, man. Jump to the book of Romans. This is Romans. This is Romans 2, verse 17. Behold, and this is caution you against hypocrisy again. Behold, thou art called a Jew, and resteth in the law, and makest thy boast of the Most High, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, which is the scriptures. So we approve of that, you know, of everything that the scriptures is saying. And this is what it says. It says, art confident that thou thyself are a guide of the blind, a light to them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and the truth in the law. So, you know, you teaching his word, you preaching his word, you know, that's what you got to be. You got to be. Are you confident that you are a guide of the blind and a light to them that are in darkness? That was the Gentiles that we read earlier, man, in 1 Peter. An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has a form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Right. Because, hey, man, if you take on the role of preaching, man, and you have people following you, if you're not doing what you preach, you're going to lead them into the ditch, man, with you. You see? And that's going to be a heavy charge, you know? It says, thou therefore which teacheth another, teacheth thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonoreth thou the Most High? For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. That's heavy. The name of the Most High is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles through you, man. Because here it is, you claim that you're a Jew, you claim that you keep the ways of the Heavenly Father, man, and you claim to be righteous, man. But then you breaking the law. So then when they look at you, they be like, oh, he supposed to be a man of the Lord, but then they breaking the law. That's blaspheming in the name of the Lord, man. Because you supposedly coming in the name of the Lord, but you're not practicing what you preach, man. You know whether you, hey, man. That's like you claim to do the law, but yeah, you getting shape ups, man. So did you really trust in the law? Hey, man, put it like this: if the apostles, when they put out the order, hey, like when the apostles said, hey, stop getting lineups and all that, and if they was getting lineups and stuff, man, would you be inclined to continue to do it? If they told you to do 2 videos a day, because that's what the order was, if they wasn't on fire, man, you would kind of look at it funny, man. But those men lead by example, man. You know? Pretty much. Let me get one more example. I think it's all right. It's a lot. Here we go. 1 Timothy 3, verse 1 says, "This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then," which that's a leader, man. "A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach." And it continues to go on. But that's the point. If you telling people, man, because basically a teacher, a leader, the reason why you supposed to only have one wife in this time, which is not against the law to have more than one woman, but you got to give your life to the Lord, man. You know. So if you having all these multiple women as a leader of the church, you're gonna have somebody else that's gonna follow you in that path, man. You know. The scripture said what? Be apt to teach, man. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. You know? Pretty much, no matter what leadership role you have, man, if you claim to be in the truth, you should not be a hypocrite, man. Because we know what's going to be the end of the hypocrite, man. You know? Scripture say, knowing the time, knowing all these things should be dissolved, what manner of person shall you be, man? In all holy conversation. If we not in that holy conversation, man, then you're not really a light to the Gentiles, man. I got one more script and I'm going to close it out. I'm trying to find it real quick. Okay, Sirach 30. Yeah, Sirach 37, verse 19. "There is one that is wise and teacheth many, yet is unprofitable to himself." Right. So you wise, you teaching many, but then you not profitable to yourself because you not applying what you learned, man. You're not getting the understanding out of it. You know? So, hey, you can teach somebody else to follow the Heavenly Father, but you're not following them, you know, on your own, you know, because your heart is far from him. You know? So pretty much that's the basis of this lesson, man. You can't be a hypocrite. You got to be a man of your word, man. You got to practice what you preach. You know? You got to be consistent, man, at what you're saying. And I'm going to get that word consistent before we close out. Damn. It's a lot. Yeah. That word consistent, it says acting or done in the same way over time. See? In the same way over time. You can't switch up. You know? The scripture tell you, meddle not with him that's given into change. Especially so as to be fair or accurate. Unchanging in nature, standard, or effect over time. Compatible in agreement with something. See? Compatible in agreement with these words. But this is the point right here. It says, the last one, of an argument or set of ideas. Not containing any logical contradictions, man. You know? So you can't contradict yourself, man. Because then they going to try to call you out. You got the microscope on you as a man of the Lord anyway. So whatever you do, when you say something, you got to actually do it, man. You know? You know, then they can't catch you stumbling, man. They going to speak evil of you, but you still doing what you say you're going to do, you know, to the best of your ability. But that's the point, man. You know, Lord willing, you was edified. You know, until the next lesson, I want to say, give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. You know, continue to push on, you know, examine yourselves, and shalom.